Alright YouTube, what's up Gundam fans and Gundam builders? Connor here again for part 3 of my battle damage tutorial. A little thing that I missed on part 2 about starting to do the details is I forgot to put stress, like little, here let me move my bipod, little stress marks on the shield. I'll show you what I mean. You're basically roughing up the surface of the shield. So like what you're going to do is obviously you're going to turn on your Dremel tool on the lowest setting possible so that way you have more control while you do this, and just going to rough up the edges just a little. Just like this. Alright. And then you're gonna, because it gets kind of hot and it will melt the plastic, so what you're gonna do is you're gonna trim off the excess plastic that happened. And you get an effect of it being kind of dinged up around the white and everything. Okay, so now what you're gonna do is get a rag or piece of paper or whatever, because now, well, actually, here I'm not gonna do the weathering yet. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start to fill in the explosions and the scratch marks. So like here, for instance, like you see the scratch mark, what you're gonna do is you're gonna paint the inside of it black, and this is enamel, so I decided not to readjust the look of the slash mark because I think it looks fine. And you're just gonna make it visible. So that, and for the explosion, here's what you're gonna do. Okay, you're gonna get a little more paint in there to make it look like that there was stuff on fire, and then I'm gonna paint the edges of the from the melted parts, and then I'm gonna highlight that with some chrome once that just dries a little bit. Do not put black in the bullet holes. I mean, you can if you want to, but I don't put black in the holes because I put chrome in there. So, but that's what you do, and obviously you guys can see this a lot better on camera since you know, I filled it in and everything. But this is just for the shield. As for the kit itself, I'm not quite there yet. So like, there we go. Fill it more black. That's washing away just a little bit. Well, obviously I kind of messed up there, but oh well. Gives more effect, I guess. Wash that off. Tra-la-la-la. Clean up. Now the rag is going to come in handy here. Might as well, while I'm waiting for the black parts to dry, we're going to highlight with some chrome. Now, here you're going to need a little bit of chrome. What I'm going to show you is, remember that part that we chipped away toward the bottom? What I'm going to do is I'm going to paint the bottom part chrome. I think the enamel chromes look a tad bit better than acrylic chromes. So like that's painted. You can kind of notice it. But that's painted, and now what you're gonna be doing is, well, this is what I do anyway. Sorry, bipod. You're gonna begin to paint the bullet holes. I just dab it just a little bit, and it actually fills up the cracks and everything. Somebody's watching a horror movie upstairs. I hope you guys don't hear that, because then you're like, oh my god, someone's being murdered in your home. Alright. So those are bullet holes. I think I kind of somewhat made a little bit of a mistake. What I did was I just decided to do the bullet holes when I should have done the weathering. That's what I should have done. But might as well go ahead and do that. Brush will come into play again later. Here's a better shot of the what it looks like so far. I'm gonna throw in pictures, but because you guys can't see it that well on the video, I am definitely gonna be throwing in pictures with the video, because I found out that I have Windows Movie Maker on my laptop. So I'm gonna not my laptop, my desktop computer. So I'm going to be using the heck out of Windows Movie Maker. Okay. So what you're going to do is, for dry brushing, you have to be very, 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 very delicate with what you do. With dry brushing, it's kind of like using the least amount of black paint as possible. So, as you can see, there's not a lot on the lid, which is perfect for this kind of situation. So what you're going to do is you're going to dab onto your brush, and then you're just going to kind of wipe that away on like a cloth or a piece of paper or something. Okay, since it's kind of going away now, we are going to begin weathering. Okay. Obviously I need to kind of push down just a little bit. Okay, so I didn't get enough paint. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're actually just going to dab a little bit and wipe off the excess, and then we are going to start weathering everything. Actually, you know what? I just remembered. Paint the bullet holes first before you weather. It's the explosions and everything that you don't want to paint before you weather. Okay. I will put pictures on it, but you can kind of tell that it's starting to look pretty good. So we're done with the black, so you can go ahead and rinse that off with your enamel paint and paint thinner, depending on what kind of paint you use. I mean, this was the only black that I could find. So, okay. Next, what we're gonna be doing, I'm pretty sure that the explosion and the slash marks are done. So what we are going to be doing now is we are going to be highlighting the edges with the chrome. So what you're going to be doing here is you're going to highlight the slash mark It does not have to be pretty, but highlight it as best as you can. And if you want to get the impression that there's still a little bit in the scratch and everything itself, then you can do that. But I'm not gonna do that. But for the explosions, however, I recommend that you do it. And if you mess up, I mean, I'm kind of screwing up just a little bit because this is on camera as best as I can. But just highlight the edge of the explosion. And put like a few little dabs in there. So that way you kind of get the effect that there's still some like undamaged steel in there. But yeah, so that's pretty much it on just the basics of battle damage, weathering and whatchamajig, and highlighting and creating the bullet holes and everything. Oh, one more thing, I almost forgot. Oh man, I'm so stupid. The next thing that you want to do is you want to create scratches and paint chips. That's when this comes in handy. The brush from your electric razor. So what you do is you just dip it in a little bit, and then that's when you're gonna wipe off the excess on a rag or something. Okay, and then I think I need a little bit more. Okay, that ought to do. And you're gonna go over the edges of everything. You can, if you press down harder on it while you're doing that, you can also give the impression of paint chips, like paint chips on the there and on the yellow. But mostly I do this just to create scratches. And that looks pretty boss for now. So that's pretty much everything that there is to battle damage, ladies and gents. I've gone over how to create your bullet holes. I've gone over to create paint chips and scratches and highlighting the edges of the explosions and everything. Next thing I'm going to show you in the next part, because you know I'm timing everything, I'm going to show you guys how to do the wire effect and blown off limbs and everything. So I'm definitely going to be uploading a picture onto the video, so that way you guys get a better look of what it looks like. So thank you guys for watching, and stay tuned for part 4, I guess. Yeah, part 4. Holy crap. See you guys.